Hello everyone, this is Lauren and welcome to my next Lorcana gameplay video. After a couple days of playing my Amber Sapphire deck, I took to Twitter to ask what colors I should play next, and you all voted for Steel Emerald. So this is where I am. This deck is a bit of a mid-range deck that has some aggressive ends, not really a controlling deck, but it tries to control the very early game with Captain Hook and Prince Eric, while also threatening high lore characters. At the 2-drop, we have Flynn Rider, Cheshire Cat at the 3-drop. 4-drop has Hans Scheming Prince and Hans 13th in Line. I'm not sure which one is better. 5-drop has the Kuzco Mad Hatter pair to quest for quite a bit, and Beast to control the Ruby Amethyst deck. It, of course, has 4 Tinkerbell Tiny Tacticians and 4 Tinkerbell Giant Fairies to shift on top of it. And the other 6 drops include 2 John Silvers and 2 Genie on the Jobs. Genie on the Job is a nice tempo play, while John Silver can lock up the game. For removal, I have 4 Smash, 2 Mother Knows Best, and 4 Grab Your Sword. And the last slot is 3 Beastmere, just to bring the cards coming after you've emptied your hand, which this deck should be quite good at. One note, I know the past couple videos I've said that I was going to move to 5 game sets, but looking at the timeline, it looks like 3 games ends up being about 50 minutes, and I think that's a good length for a video. So I am going to be sticking to 3 game videos. If you really want 5, comment below and I will see what I can do, but for now, we're going to stick to 3 games. I'll see you for game 1. Alright, we're here for game 1 on the play. And what do I think about this hand? It's got a Captain Hook on 1 and a Flynn Rider on 2. And everything is inkable. And since I've not played any games of this deck yet, I think a fully inkable hand with plays on turn 1 and turn 2, I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to start by inking Hans 13th. I think he's the weaker Hans, especially when you're on the play. I'm playing Captain Hook. And let's see what we're playing against. A Ruby deck with multiple Sergeant Tibbs. So that does mean that I can't quest with Captain Hook. But I'm going to ink Prince Eric and play Flynn. And pass. Alright, so we're playing against Ruby Emerald. And they quest with Sergeant Tibbs. Interesting. And play a Flynn of their own. Well, I'm going to ink a Smash because I have 2 of them. I'm going to trade my Hook for their Tibbs. I'm going to quest with my Flynn. And I'm going to smash their Thin. And I'll pass. They ink another Hatter and play a Cat. So we can just race back and forth now for a bit. I feel like I'm going to empty my hand pretty soon. So I'm going to ink this tank. Because I think this Beastmere is going to come up. I'll play Hans. And I'll quest for 2. So we've got 5 lore on board, and we're already up by 3. We'll be up by 1 after they quest with the cat. They have their own Hans, so this is just going to be a race back and forth. Genie on the Job. Okay, now it's time to ink Beastmere. We have these 2 uninkables that we want to work our way up to. And I will quest with both of my characters. There's no point in playing Grab Your Swords. It just puts damage on both their characters and it doesn't banish either. They ink a Peter Pan. Looks like they're challenging Flynn. Let's see, what did they discard? They discarded a Tinkerbell. Oh, and they Dragonfire my Hans. Okay. So now we're behind. So I'm gonna grab your sword to deal with the Hans. And I can ink Beastmere next turn if I need to. For now, I'm just gonna pass. They play Kuzco. Huh. I guess we trade with the cat. This genie isn't doing much right now. I don't want to bounce their cat that already had 2 damage on it. So I'll just pass. They're going to get the lore advantage this turn, so we need to figure something out. Hans is a perfect target for my genie on the job. And a beast. So I'm going to ink the beast because I don't think I'm going to be playing against any items. I'm going to play genie on the job. And send Hans back to their hand. And pass. Now we are behind, and we're going to need to figure out something to do with this Kuzco. They ink their Hans. Do they have a genie of their own? Mother Gothel. I forget what she does. While this character is exerted, opposing characters can't quest. That's annoying. I think we're going to have to trade into the Kuzco. I just can't let them get another 3. Then I will bounce the Mother Gothel, just for the tempo play. And finally we get to play this Beastmere. And pass. So they have a Mother Gothel on hand and 2 other cards. They're up on lore, which is not great. But they just play Mother Gothel. So I will play Tink. And then I'll draw a card. And I'll pass. She quests for 2. They have a Mad Hatter, so they... Yep, they've won this game, because they... I guess I can draw and discard with Tinkerbell, but I don't know what we're looking for. Smash is not going to do it, so I'll discard Prince Eric. And I will concede, and I'll see you in Game 2. Alright, it's time for Game 2, and we're on the draw this time. This hand has lots of early game power, and the ability to shift a Tink on 4. I'm just going to keep the whole thing again. Maybe this is me not quite understanding how the deck works, and I'm overkeeping and not mulliganing well, but this hand looks fine. And we're playing against an Amethyst deck, probably Ruby with the Elsa. I will ink a Captain Hook and play a Captain Hook. And pass. They ink their second Elsa, and nothing. Interesting. Well, I don't want 2 John Silvers. So I'll quest for 1. And I'll play out a Prince Eric. And pass. Are they going to Rafiki me? Nope, just Maleficent. We have a lot of 4-drops here, so I'm going to ink this Hans. I'm going to play Tinkerbell. And it's free to quest with Prince Eric, but not Captain Hook, because they can just banish Captain Hook for free. So I'll pass there. They sing Friends. Ink a Shield. Which I think is the first confirmation we've had that this is in fact Ruby Amethyst, even though it was pretty easy to guess. They befuddle my Eric. That's fine. That just gives me an easy thing to ink next turn. And White Rabbit's Pocket Watch. So, yep, we will in fact ink this Eric. And shift Tinkerbell. And I will quest with both my characters. Now that there's 1 damage on Maleficent, it's a trade if they want to challenge my Captain Hook. So I'll pass. They ink another Maleficent. And play a Maui. Okay, Maui's a good answer into my Tinkerbell. And Maleficent does trade with Hook. So on 5, I can't double spell. So I'm just gonna ink Hans, because this lets me next turn Cheshire Cat and Smash. And I'll play Mad Hatter. And pass. They ink an Aladdin. And what do they have on 6? 6 isn't a big ink total for them, so they just Dragonfire. Which, you know, is not ideal, but it is what it is. Okay, time to ink this Tinkerbell. Play a cat. And smash Maui. And I'll pass. They ink a Maleficent Dragon. And play a Queen. Queen will give them a card advantage, but hopefully we can punish them by questing a bunch in the meantime. I'll quest of the cat. I think I play John Silver, and I make the Queen reckless. They can still draw a card with her, but this gets my 6-drop in play. And lets me potentially use my ink better next turn if I draw something to go with this Mother Knows Best. Yep, they choose to draw rather than send it into the Cheshire Cat. And they have Be Prepared, okay. Not great for me, but... And drawing Grab Your Sword, which is a dead card in this matchup, is also not great. We're only at 7 lore, which is not really high enough compared to... We're only at 6 lore now, which is really not high enough for this matchup. And they play an Aladdin. So I'll play my Tinkerbell. And all Mother knows best. Returning the Aladdins just to buy myself some time. And pass. The Ink Gaston, we know that they have 2 Aladdins in hand, a small one and a big one, and 1 mystery card. The mystery card's an Elsa. And they gave it Rush, so they can immediately trade for my tank. Prince Eric. Yeah, I just don't see us getting back from this game. They have an Elsa in play, they have Aladdin in hand. We are drawing 2 drops and a Grab Your Sword, which just doesn't do anything against that deck. So I am going to concede here, and I'll see you back for Game 3, and let's see if we can get a win. Alright, we're on the play for Game 3, trying to get a win. And let's look at this hand. It's got a Simba to filter through some things. One of these Hans is... Both of these Hans will probably end up being Ink, because turn 3 will be Tinkerbell, turn 4 will be Tinkerbell, turn 5 will be Kuzco. Yeah, I just am not... This is inexperience of the deck, but I've just not figured out what to mulligan for. So I'm just going to keep this hand again. It's got a plan. Starting by inking this Hans. Playing this Simba. We don't need another Simba. And I'll pass. Let's see what we're up against. I've not seen this card back. It's very pretty. Olaf. That makes me think this is an aggressive deck. Second Tinkerbell. Second Tinkerbell is pretty easy to ink. Though I think inking the Hans first makes sense. And this is just a quest. We can quest back and forth for a bit. And I'll pass. Amethyst Emerald. Interesting combination. Cruella de Vil I have yet to be impressed by. But maybe I'm just not seeing it right. They are playing around Grab Your Swords very well by having 2 1/3s in play. I think the Smash is going to find a target at some point this game. Or it'll be my ink next turn if I draw another uninkable. But for now, it is going to be time to ink one of the tanks. And I'll play this Tinkerbell. And I'm not going to quest, because I don't want them to send both of their characters into my Simba. It's not worth the 1 lore. What do they have on 3? They ink a Mad Hatter. And play a Friends. Something that I have noticed is this deck is definitely missing some card draw. I have the 3 Beastmere, but it's just not enough. So for now, I will ink a Beast and shift to Tinkerbell. And this says, when this character is challenged and banished. So I don't want to challenge this because I don't want them to bounce my Tinkerbells. So I am just going to quest here. And I'm going to continue to hold this Simba back. So I'll pass. The ink a Cheshire Cat. They might have a Mother Knows Best or something to bounce my Tinkerbell anyway. No, they just challenge it. And what do they have after that? Okay, Rafiki. So that's a 3 for 1, or a 3 for 2, and I'm fine with that. Let's ink a beast and start playing Kuzcos. And finally, Simba gets to quest again. Pass. They can ink up to 5, so they can play one of their own scary 5-drops, the Mad Hatter or Kuzco. But we're ahead on lore, we're ahead on board. We have another Kuzco coming next turn. I think we might be getting our win, though I probably jinxed it by saying that this early. They do have 6 cards in hand to our 2. They ink a Maleficent, and they play their own Kuzco. Okay. So I am going to quest with both. If they want to send Kuzco into my Simba to banish it, that means they're not gaining 3 lore, and I am fine with that. And I will play another Kuzco. I'm going to hold both of these in hand for now. They play a Hans and an Olaf. So we both have 6 lore on the board. But I get to smash the Hans. Play out a Flynn. And quest up to 15. And then they have to deal with a lot of my board. And they can't do it. So we did get our win. I will go back to the deck view and talk about what I thought there. Alright, so what did I think about the deck? Well, I'm not sure it's the best build, and I'm not sure this color combination goes together the best. The only real Emerald Steel decks that I've seen before are the mill decks that try to recur a whole new world over and over again. This deck, the Captain Hook and the Prince Eric and the Simba are not aggressive characters, but all of the Emerald characters are aggressive. So there was a little dissonance there. Beyond that, the smashes were great. I don't know about the Grab Your Sword. We have things that can sing them, but Mad Hatter and Kuzco don't want to be singing Grab Their Sword. They want to be questing for 3. And yeah, other than that, I definitely wasn't the most comfortable playing these games. This is not a color combination that I've done much work with. And I don't think 3 Beast Mirrors is enough card draw. I think that's a big problem with this color combination. Maybe you could play a whole new world, but this isn't Amber Steel. It doesn't play a ton of 1 and 2 drops to completely empty the hand and then sing a whole new world on turn 4. Yeah, there are good cards here, and I'm sure some of these card choices don't make the most sense. Simba and Captain Hook maybe should just be, what are the 1 ink 2/2s in these colors? Goons and... what is the other 1 ink 2/2? Duke of Wesselton. And maybe Prince Eric should be something else and just really embrace the aggressive nature. But yeah, I'm not sold. I think this was a fun challenge to build 2 colors that I've not had much work with. But I don't know that I'll be revisiting this deck immediately. If you enjoyed what I did, even if I wasn't the most knowledgeable, I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And please like and subscribe. Have a great day.